there's a few things that could go very wrong that I didn't consider. But before we get into that, first I just wanted to feel how sharp this really was. As you can see, I would barely put any weight on it and it would still be really painful. I decided to just lie down and give it a test before I started. I wanted to see how sharp it would be and what I'd be dealing with. It literally felt like all the nails were about to puncture right through my skin. It was so much worse than I expected it to be. If you've ever lay on a nail bed, it probably wouldn't have been this sharp. This is because I used real nails for building.
Bro, that's so sharp. You could have got less sharp nails.
Despite this, I wasn't gonna give up. I threw on a new change of clothes, which you'd think would make this easy, but I promise you, this was still really difficult. Like, you will physically see the damage after. And with that said, it was time to start the challenge. Now, you're probably thinking 8 hours lying down doesn't seem that difficult, but let me give you some reference. Most people are only supposed to spend 5 to 10 minutes on a nail bed, and I could see why, because this hurt within a minute.
What do you mean you're almost done?
I'm almost done.
You're almost done.
It's already been almost 2 minutes. This is so much harder than the water torch.
From this moment, I knew this was gonna get really bad. For the next 8 hours straight, I was gonna be experiencing a constant pain that I couldn't escape. It sounds like torture, right? Why would anyone wanna do this? Well, there's actually a very good reason why I chose to do this specific challenge. This could literally change what you think about pain. So the purpose of this nail bed is to hurt a lot while I'm on it, but not damage me permanently. And this is important because a lot of people, when they feel pain, try and get away as fast as possible. And as you saw, this started to hurt badly within the first minute. My inner voice was screaming at me for the entire time to get off. Literally every minute was painful, but I needed to push through to see what would happen, how my body would react.
How are you doing?
Doing alright. If you find, sometimes you can find a comfy position. It's not that bad for a few minutes until you have to move again. Moving hurts so bad. My entire backside has gone numb. Like, I still feel it a lot. You can tell it's asleep.
However, over time, I noticed something interesting happen. I could still feel the pain. It never went away, and neither did that voice. I even tried to get some sleep to try and pass the time. I was hoping I would just wake up and I would have finished the challenge already. However, that lasted maybe 5 minutes. Despite this, by the 2-hour mark, I'd noticed something. Time started to feel like it was passing by a lot quicker. I still noticed that I was in agonizing pain. Moving hurt a lot, and I could feel the nails digging into my tailbone and the back of my shoulders, as well as other problems.
Okay. My calf is cramping up so bad. All my muscles are so stiff.
The good news is time was moving quicker. It's like I could feel the pain now, but I couldn't remember the past few hours. I was building up mental toughness, but at the 6.5-hour mark is where problems got a lot worse. It went from just being the pain of the nails to a bunch of other things.
How you feeling, Tyler?
I'm feeling really bad. If I'm gonna be honest, I have a really bad headache, and I feel like throwing up, and I'm like really cold. So I don't know what's going on.
Up until this point, I'd never spent more than 4.5 hours on a nail bed, which might seem impressive compared to the average 4 to 5 minutes, but I was about to double that. I could have given up at the 6 or 7 hour mark, but I told myself I was gonna do 8. I felt extremely nauseous, and the light shining in my face for this video was not helping. The only thing on my mind at this point was what would happen when I actually got up. Getting off the nail bed and standing up felt so weird. And before I show you what my back looks like, I want to be transparent about something from my last video.
So I'm in a company selling these custom wallets, and I said all the money I made would go towards my next video. And unfortunately, I only got around 3 sales. So I'm gonna keep saving up because I have a really cool video idea, but if you want to check these out, it's in the description of this video.
You could see that even with the hoodie, it literally left marks in my back.
Oh.
This was a purely painful challenge, but will help me build my pain tolerance to do crazier things.